Joining us at halftime here is Salem Croy. Welcome. I told you I was going to get you in the broadcast booth at some point, right?
Yep, you did, yes.
And here you are. Thank you for joining us. I want to talk about so many things with you because you're a very interesting person, first of all. But what's kind of been your role here with the basketball team this year? Because you're a graduate of North Central, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so what has your mom got you doing?
So I'm basically here to just motivate the girls and keep them hyped up during games. And, you know, in practice, if after practice they need someone to work on them with something, I'm that person that puts up shots with them or plays defense on them. Just really anything that they need or the coaches need, I do.
Is coaching something you want to do?
Yeah, so I go to school through Northwest Missouri State, and I moved home at semester, and I wanted to kind of look into coaching and see if I would be interested in it because it runs in the family. So
yes, it does. We're going to get to that.
Yeah. So I really enjoy it. I'm thinking that maybe it's something that I'd like to go into.
Salem Croy is our guest. We know you at North Central as a softball player.
Yes.
But you were part of that very good Trenton High School group that was good at softball and basketball and everything. So what are you leaning toward? Basketball, softball? What do you think?
I'd like to coach basketball. Yeah, I love softball, but I think IQ-wise, I'm smarter when it comes to basketball.
Okay, and does that come from your mom and your dad? If people don't know, your dad, Wes, is the former athletic director at Trenton, plus he was, correct me if I'm wrong, he was football coach for a long time. What else did he coach?
He coached track and field.
Okay,
yep.
Right.
Yeah, so I've been around the game my whole life. My cousins both coach basketball. One of them is a head coach at Kearney High School, and the other is an assistant coach at Northwest Missouri State. So they have a big tournament coming up. But, yeah, so I've just been around it my whole life and been in the gym. When I was little, I was there every day after school putting up shots.
You're a gym rat.
I was, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just learning from them, listening to them and how they talked about it, I became really passionate about it.
I envision you guys sitting around the table talking coaching motivation and structure of practice and all of that kind of stuff. Is that what happens at your house?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was more – when I played, it was more you come home, sit at the table, Dad tells you, well, you could have done this better. Do not blame the refs. That was the number one thing we got taught.
Good for him.
Growing up.
There needs to be a lot more of that in the world.
Yeah. They just held us really accountable when it came to sports and taught us how to respect the coaches, and that was mostly what our conversations were about. They were very supportive.
Salem, that's a great education.
Oh, yeah.
It is, and if you learn those things through athletics, well, mission accomplished.
Oh, for sure, and that's one thing, like, around the girls, it's hard when you see someone disrespect, another player or a coach, it almost makes you cringe because I grew up learning to, even if you don't agree with the coach, you just shake your head and you go with it because that's your job.
Right. Well, that's something that I'm glad you said, because as a new coach, as a beginning coach, that's a great place to start with kids, I think, in my opinion. We're not here to hear my opinions, but I'm really glad to hear you say that. You have so many talents, and the one talent that I want to talk about is your music. You'll correct me, I know that you're on YouTube with some of the songs you've done and some other places. What does music mean in your life?
None of my family was really into music, like my direct family. I just grew up, I had a Barbie doll, and you clicked a button and it would play a song, and I just started singing it over and over. And then when I turned, I think I was 10, I asked if I could sing the national anthem at a game, and my mom had no idea I even knew the words, and they let me, and it kind of just took off from there. But it's something that I've always been passionate about. If I'm having a bad day, just grab the guitar and sing a little bit.
Who taught you guitar?
What? Sorry.
Who taught you guitar?
I taught myself the guitar and piano. So,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now just sit there and let me embarrass you for a minute. Folks, if you haven't heard Salem, if you haven't seen her, because her videos are on YouTube, I know for sure, go as soon as we're done here and look them up and listen. If you listen for 10 seconds and you're not impressed, then you got nothing going for it in your life.
Well, thank you.
I mean, geez, you're so talented.
Thank you
and
so
I've told
much.
both of your parents this. I want to be your agent because I think you're going to make a lot of money if you choose to pursue singing. Is there a chance you're going to do that?
I would like to. If the opportunity presented itself, I definitely would.
What would that opportunity look like?
I'd love to move to Nashville and just see what I could do, maybe for a year, and just see what I could get out of it. But I'm not really sure, or audition for a show,
Right.
something like that.
Yeah. Salem Croy is our guest. Again, your music is fantastic. You kind of do you tend to lead toward more country-oriented songs?
Yeah, so I feel like with the guitar, it just sounds better if I sing country music.
Right.
So yeah, that's
Right.
usually what I sing.
Have you done church music? Did you grow up doing that as well?
Yeah, so I grew up going to church every Sunday, and I loved like the live music. I would sing in the Christmas shows and everything. So yeah, gospel, country, honestly anything, just whatever's in the range.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not wrong in saying you write some of your own stuff too, right?
I do, yes.
There was one particular song, I think it was for your grandfather that
yeah,
I saw.
mhm.
That's what a tribute.
Yeah.
It was beautiful and well done.
Thank you so much.
Well, you're the one that did it, and I'm just pointing it out. So what do you like to do for fun besides coaching and music? And I know you're studying and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, man. I feel like this is fun for me. Being in the gym around the girls.
These 5-hour bus rides?
Oh, man. I love them.
Do you?
Get a good nap in. But, yeah, this is basically what I do for fun. I enjoy it. It's not like a job. It's more just downtime.
How much more school do you have before you graduate with a degree, a 4-year degree?
So I should have 1 semester left after this semester. I got done pretty fast.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Now, let me make sure. You spent 1 year at North Central and now another year at Northwest, and you're done?
Yeah, so
how does that happen?
I don't know. So I turned 20 in April, and I'm so close to being done. So
and then
it's exciting.
Then what?
I'm not sure yet. I actually have hopefully I'm going to apply for a job at the college and just see if I can get in through there and wherever that takes me. Keep helping with the team.
Yeah. Well, I've got one more thing, and I didn't mean to let this go until the last, but I'm glad I remembered it. You were part of the softball team last year that had its season cut short. Did you guys even get any games in, maybe a few?
Yeah, so we got a few in, and then we loaded the bus for Myrtle Beach, which that's where they are right now. So go Pirate Softball. Good luck to you guys.
They won twice today.
They did, yes. They're doing great this season. But we got to the hotel, stepped off the bus, and they canceled the season.
Wow.
So we had like a 19-hour bus ride and got there, and then the season was canceled.
My main question was, do you feel cheated because of that whole thing? What's your feeling about that final year for you?
I definitely think it was almost like a humbling experience. You realize that your days are numbered. I mean, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
So it definitely made me appreciate what I had when I had it. It sucked for me because I didn't come back, and I could have played again, but I decided to move forward and just go to school. But yeah, I mean, you feel like you were cheated, but at the same time, it's what can you do? I mean, it's a pandemic.
It's
so
life, right? It's life, and life happens.
Yeah, it's life. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, you are charming and talented, and thank you so much for jumping in here in the gap and helping us out at halftime. It was a conversation long overdue.
Thank you so much.
Salem Croy has been our guest here at halftime.